Do you struggle to finish off points? Welcome back to yet another episode. It's so good to see you all again. Thank you for tuning in. In today's episode, we're looking at how to finish off points, more the mental side of tennis. Now, this is a topic I could go on for hours, but I'll try and keep it brief. I have a question for you. When you've got that kill shot sitting there waiting to be put away, do you have any doubt that creeps into your mind, or do you fully believe that you're going to make that shot? If you're honest with yourself, there's probably a little bit of doubt there. Everybody experiences this. Now, it's how you deal with that doubt in whether you make that shot or you miss that shot. The one word I want to introduce you to today is conviction. Now, what do I mean with conviction? When you go out onto the tennis court, you want to play with conviction. Every shot you play, you want to commit fully to and get through your shot. Here's a little bit of an example for you. When you watch the professional players on TV or live in person, do they look like they're holding back, or do they look like they're fully committing to hit every shot they play? Don't get me wrong. Professional players, just as everybody, do have doubts that come into their mind. But what happens is they put that doubt to the back of their mind and they visualize and focus on where they want to hit that ball, and they commit to hitting it there. Here's a little bit of homework for you to check out for yourself. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Go and watch some professional players, particularly a full match, not highlights. My goodness, highlights, that's a whole nother topic on itself. I might do another video on just watching highlights versus watching a whole match, because watching highlights is just 5 minutes of the best shots in an entire match. You probably watch the highlights because it's convenient, it's short, it's not a full lengthy 3-hour-long match, and you get to see some of the best shots. It's awesome to watch the highlights, but don't try and replicate that. There's about 3 hours of real tennis that's being played, while you're only watching the 5 minutes of the best shots ever. What I want you to do is go and watch a full first set of any player, any match. I would love it if you checked out Alcaraz. He's probably a really good one on this particular topic. What he does extremely well is he loosens up. He frees his body up and he lets his swings go in that first set. In that first set, you'll see him making a few errors long, into the net, out, a little bit all over the place. But it's loosening up. He's freeing his body up, he's letting go of his motion and his swings. By that second set, he's in the zone, his swings have loosened up and he's found his range, he's starting to make more of his shots in. This is what I'm talking about. When you go out and play tennis, you want to play with conviction. Whether you miss or whether you get it in, you hit your shots and you commit to them. Don't hesitate. Don't let that doubt get into the forefront of your mind. Put it to the back, visualize where you want to hit the ball and go hard. If you start holding back and just get the ball in, guiding the ball in or pushing the ball in, as some say, you're going to finish the match. And then you're going to say to yourself, I would have done this, I could have done that, I should have done this, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't do that. I've done that in the past. I should know more than anybody, where you come off the court and you feel so bad because you know you could have done better. My advice is get on the court and go from the very start, the very first ball, go hard. Now, I'm not saying be stupid and try and go hard on the lines. Go through the middle of the court. Okay, go hard through the middle of the court until you found your range and you feel loose, you feel comfortable with the way you're hitting. Then you can start finding those lines a little bit more, or finding those margins closer to the line. I don't want to encourage hitting on the line because it's very high risk. Now, what if you fully commit to every single shot you play with conviction, and you come off the court and you lose because you missed everything? Now, I don't think you will miss everything, but you still will make a lot of mistakes. If you're missing everything, then it may be a technical issue. You may need to look at your technique a little bit more. If you're playing with conviction and you come off the court and you lose, I believe that you'll feel a lot better. I truly do, because you will put it all out there. You know that you've given it everything you could have, and you've come off the court feeling good because you've just let it go. You've put everything out there, and that's one of the best feelings, I can tell you that. There's so many matches where I've lost brutally, but I felt pretty good about it because I know I gave it everything I could. The other player was just too damn good on the day. Next time I got him. But you get what I mean. If you leave it all out on the court and just give it everything you've got, you're going to feel so much better at the end of the day. So my advice is get out there, use the first couple of games to let your shots fly. Like Alcaraz and what I explained before, is just let your shots go. If you miss, you miss. The best mistakes to miss is actually missing long, miss past the baseline, because at least you're telling yourself you're making a good error there by letting it fly and not holding back and getting tense and maybe hitting into the net. One of the big things that you'll see with the professional players is the tighter the match gets, the closer, or the break points or the set points or match points, the players will get slightly tight. Now it's very hard to pick up for a normal eye, but you just watch the height over the net. Typically a player will play within a half a meter or a meter over the net. And when it gets to those tighter points, then their net clearance will get lower and lower and lower. And that increases the risk of hitting the net. So that's one thing to look out for in the professional world, to see how tight they are playing by how high they're hitting over the net. Now I understand some players hit higher and lower compared to others, but you get the general gist, I hope. Now I know everything I'm telling you here today is very easy to say. It's very good in theory, but putting it into a match is a whole nother ordeal. I completely understand. I've been through this myself. Here's a little bit of my backstory. I used to do drills all the time. I feel like I could drill Roger Federer off the court. I definitely couldn't, but you know what I mean. I feel like I could just drill, and I was so good at doing the drills. And then when it came to playing a match, I would crumble. I couldn't make the same shots, and I knew I could do better because I'd done it in a drill all day long. But it's a different pressure. When you're playing in a match, you've got the pressures of break points, and if they get up a point, if they get a break point on you, what do you do? All these pressures that's going on, and all the mental side of tennis. So what I did is I completely changed my training. I never did a single drill after that. And I just focused all my attention on match play, match play, match play. Every time I stepped on a court, it was match play only. I was never there to do another drill. It was match play only. Drills are awesome to work on technique and work on a couple of things, but once you've got that technique sorted, it's better to go on the court and just play matches. That way you get used to putting all those things you've learned and your technique under pressure in a match to see if it can cope. And if it doesn't, practice again, more match play, because how do you learn and how do you get better? By doing it more. So my advice to you is when you go out and play your next match, let it go, let it fly, play with conviction. Every time you hit the ball, fully commit, visualize and fully commit to your swing. You don't want to hold back and come off the court and say, I woulda, I coulda, I shoulda. If you come off the court and say, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, you're going to be disappointed in yourself and know that you could have done so much better. So practice match play as much as you possibly can, and you will slowly start to see those results. Okay, it doesn't come magically straight away. Maybe for some people, if you're gifted, it does, but it didn't for me. It took time and a lot of practice. I started out hating playing matches because I didn't want to lose. There was that pressure on myself. I just didn't want to lose. I forced myself and put myself in that situation where I was always playing more matches, and I slowly got better and better and better and started to make inroads in matches and tournaments. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. This is a topic I love speaking about, the mental side of tennis, because it's such a vital and important part of tennis. Vital, important, they're both the same thing. It's such an important part of tennis. It's something you need to be able to control in high pressure situations. That way you can overcome these demons, these doubts in your mind, so you can make those shots and get that ball in and get over the line. I want to help you through those tough times. So I've got some videos coming up that'll be on the mental side of tennis. I'm also going to do some more videos talking about the full breakdown of forehands and backhands, because I know the previous videos that I've done are very basic and very focused on beginners. So I've got some videos coming up very soon that are focused on the full breakdown and more the mental side of tennis. Until then though, if you like this video and you maybe got something out of it, you could consider liking and subscribing so I can catch you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.